أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. In this series of Islamic programs, we want to talk about the women's rights from the Islamic point of view. Of course, those brothers and sisters of Islam who are familiar with the teachings of Islam, they have no problem with the rights of women in Islam. Mainly, we are talking to those brothers and sisters who may not be even Muslim, or if they are Muslim believers, but they are not very well informed about the teachings of Islam, about the women. And unfortunately, because of the propagation against Islam, a lot of accusations have been made by the enemies of Islam to say that Islam is against women. Islam considers women an inferior sex. And men, from the Islamic point of view, is superior. Islam has given superiority to the men, and women has not been regarded, or they have been disregarded by Islam. These are some of the accusations. Inshallah, by the help of Allah and by the graces of Allah, as much as we can, and as much as the very short time of the programs allow us, we will touch the issue and we will discuss whether these accusations are true or not. First of all, we want to discuss this matter to see whether, from the Islamic point of view, between these two sexes, is one of them superior than other or not? Does Islam believe that men must be master and the women must be servants? Does Islam believe that the spirit of men is better than the spirit of ladies? Does Islam believe that ladies are accursed? And many other accusations. How can we get the opinion of Islam? How can we understand what does Islam say? To know the teachings of Islam, we have two sources. One of these two sources is the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran is a divine book. It contains Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's words. It is God's words. Therefore, the verses of the Holy Quran is a good criterion for us. The second source of Islam is the Sunnah of the Holy Prophet of Islam. The Sunnah means the sayings of the Prophet Muhammad, the actions of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and whatever he has approved. And after the demise of the Holy Prophet of Islam, his household, Ahlul Bayt, the 12 Imams, the 12 successors of the Holy Prophet, because they also have narrated to us the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad, and they have been good, in fact, followers of that school, and they have been trained in the school of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Their sayings also is a good criterion for us to understand the teachings of Islam. Therefore, we begin with the verses of the Holy Quran regarding the issue of the position of women or the status of women in Islam. You see, first of all, we talk about, if we look at the verses of the Holy Quran, we see that usually Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing people, not men or women. Usually we see these types of phrases in the Holy Quran. Ya ayyuhan nas, O mankind. Ya ayyuhan nas. This type of addressing shows that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not make any difference between men and women. Or we have Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu, O you who believe. O you who believe applies both to men and women. It doesn't differentiate between ladies and gentlemen. So this is one of the types of verses. But the second issue is that from the Quranic point of view, both men and women can be prosperous in the day of judgment. Both of them can reach to that eternal salvation. There is no difference between men and women. In Islam, we don't say that only men can reach to that high position of salvation, of perfection. No, both men and women can move forward to reach to the highest levels of perfection and prosperity. Listen to this verse of the Holy Quran in chapter 40, verse 40. It says, وَمَنْ عَمِلَ صَالِحًا مِنْ ذَكَرٍ أَوْ أُنْثَى وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ فَأُولَٰئِكَ يَدْخُلُونَ الْجَنَّةِ. The translation is that, and the one who does righteous deeds, whether male or female, while he is a believer, will enter the garden of paradise. I think the verse is very clear, very obvious, and the way that I translated, which is, of course, many of the translators have translated the same as I read to you, it says that whoever does a good action, whoever is a good doer, whether male or female, it is emphasizing min dhakarin aw untha, whether male or female, man or woman, it doesn't make any difference. In the day of judgment, they will enter to paradise. Do you want more clear verse than this? It's very obvious. There is no doubt about it. How do we accuse Islam while such type of verses exist in the Holy Quran? Clearly and categorically it says that whether male or female, if they are good doers, in the day of judgment, they will go to paradise. Of course, there are many more verses. Because of the time, we will talk about them, inshallah, in next program. Until then, thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.